On February 20, 2026, workers lifted the final arm of a 17-meter cross into the Barcelona sky.
With this final piece, the Sagrada Familia officially became the world's tallest church.
This monumental achievement came 144 years after the project first broke ground in 1882.
For over a century, this architectural marvel has been a testament to human persistence and faith. It has survived world wars, civil conflicts, global pandemics, and massive technological shifts during its construction.
The foundation was laid before the Eiffel Tower existed, and long before reinforced concrete was used. The building endured a civil war that destroyed original plans and halted construction for years.
Today, it stands as a symbol of resilience, funded primarily by the millions who visit each year.
Advanced engineering and computer-aided design finally allowed architects to interpret the original, complex visions. Robotic precision replaced manual carving, enabling the creation of intricate shapes with incredible speed and accuracy.
Teams of skilled craftsmen now work in tandem with technology to piece together this massive puzzle. Every stone is placed with purpose, honoring the original design while utilizing modern construction techniques.
By early 2026, the 4 horizontal arms of the cross were secured, marking a major milestone.
The structure now reaches its highest point, a landmark visible from every corner of the city.
This height is not random. It was intentionally designed to be shorter than Montjuic Hill.
Gaudí believed that human creation should not exceed God's work, thus limiting the tower's height. The completion timing is symbolic, marking the centenary of Gaudí's passing in 2026.
A major religious visit is expected in the future, the first since the previous leader's consecration years ago.
The cathedral's beauty is matched only by the dedication of those who continue to build it. In 2024 alone, nearly 5 million visitors contributed to the funding of this ongoing masterpiece.
Every euro generated by tourism is poured directly back into the construction, sustaining the project. The story began not with the architect, but with a local bookseller.
Inspired by his faith, he founded an association to build a church dedicated to Saint Joseph. He returned from Rome, determined to build a church inspired by the Basilica at Loreto. The first architect, Francisco de Paula del Villar, initially designed a standard neo-Gothic church, but he resigned shortly after, leaving the commission to a young, unknown architect named Antoni Gaudí. The architect discarded the conventional plans entirely, envisioning something the city had never seen before. His inspiration came from nature. He saw columns as trees and towers as seashells. The cathedral tells the story of Christ through 3 grand facades: Nativity, Passion, and Glory.
He knew he wouldn't live to see it finished, often saying his client was not in a hurry.
He devoted his final years exclusively to this project, living in a workshop on site. In 1925, Gaudí witnessed the completion of the Tower of Barnabas, the only one he saw finished. Despite being less than a quarter complete at his death, his plaster models provided a guide for future architects.
The architect passed away, and thousands of residents lined the streets for his funeral procession. Construction continued under Domingo Sugrañes, but the Civil War brought disaster in 1936.
The workshop was torched, destroying most of Gaudí's models, drawings, and photographs.
The loss was catastrophic,
leaving architects with only fragments to reconstruct the original plans. After the conflict, a lead architect spent a decade piecing together what remained like a puzzle.
Another setback occurred in 2011 when an arsonist set fire to the sacristy, forcing a massive evacuation. The fire burned for 45 minutes, but thankfully, the damage was contained. COVID-19 brought construction to a halt in 2020, severely impacting visitor numbers and funding. The core problem was the 36 interior columns, each unique and none perfectly straight. Compared to traditional cathedrals, these columns are a feat of engineering complexity. They start as a geometric shape and twist, transforming into an octagon and then splitting into branches. These aren't just decorative. They were calculated to distribute the massive weight of the roof. The geometry is a hyperbolic paraboloid, the same shape you get when you twist a square piece of paper.
When the war destroyed Gaudi's models, architects lost the exact specifications for these complex transformations. Workers gathered thousands of pieces of smashed models, trying to reassemble them like a puzzle. The breakthrough came in the 1980s, when software designed for airplane wing analysis was adapted for the cathedral. The software could calculate the missing geometries and verify if the reconstructed shapes would hold the weight. Each column requires hundreds of individual stone blocks, all carved with millimeter precision. Human stone carvers would have taken months per column, but the robotic milling machine does it in hours. This modern technology made the impossible completion finally achievable.
However, not everyone celebrates the completion, especially the neighbors affected by the grand staircase.
The staircase requires demolishing buildings that house nearly 1,000 families, causing significant local outcry.
Residents filed lawsuits, claiming the staircase wasn't in Gaudi's original plans.
The Sagrada Família Foundation insists the staircase is essential to complete Gaudi's vision.
Some critics argue that continuing construction betrays Gaudi's memory.
But others counter that leaving it unfinished would be the true betrayal of his dream.
The neighborhood struggles with over-tourism as local shops are replaced by souvenir stores.
After 144 years, the question is not just when it will finish, but why now?
Modern technology has finally solved what human hands couldn't for over a century.
These breakthroughs make completion finally achievable, honoring Gaudi's legacy in the 21st century. 2026 marks the symbolic completion, the Tower of Jesus Christ standing tall. It's the element Gaudi designed to stand at the peak, representing Christ ascending to heaven. 2033 marks the structural completion, with all 18 towers built as intended.
This is when the last major stone is laid, finishing the building's skeleton.
2035 marks the decorative completion, with sculptures and ornaments finally carved.
The last piece will be placed not by Gaudi, but by the future he inspired.
Was Gaudi's vision worth the century-long wait?
The spires reaching toward the sky are a testament to his ambition.
Do you think he would be satisfied with what we've built in his name? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories.